pretty much since Caitlin Clark got assaulted in the very first damn game. We done seen countless attacks on Caitlin Clark, and I'm not even finna go through the jacket of playing the videos. We all know what happened at CC. Now, what is crazy about all of this is that the Wall Street Journal, wrote an article earlier this week kind of explaining Caitlin Clark's civil rights being broken. ESPN sports anchor himself, Stephen A. Smith, has spoken about the WNBA should be...
The previously unknown story has now become obvious. While other channels are chasing rumors about non-existent FBI investigations, I've been connecting the connections on a very concrete and perilous situation for the WNBA. Diarra Ham's courtroom triumph paves the way for potentially damaging civil rights cases in sports history. I'm Jackson Riley, and welcome to the channel where we filter out the noise and follow digital breadcrumbs to the true tale. The legal precedent surrounding Caitlin Clark's position poses a significant challenge for Commissioner Cathy Engelbert and the WNBA's legal team. If you're new, subscribe to learn about the legal framework that many authors ignore. Don't miss out on this study, which connects previously unconnected elements. Here's what we'll cover today. The Dor Hami case highlights the WNBA's vulnerability to civil rights litigation. Second, Ham's legal strategy provides a clear roadmap for Clark's team. Third, statistical evidence strengthens Clark's thesis over Ham's. Finally, the WNBA's silence goes beyond terrible PR. This could lead to severe legal consequences. Begin with the story of Diarra Hami, as it serves as the framework for subsequent events. Diarra Hami was traded from the Las Vegas Aces in 2023 following the announcement of her pregnancy. A seemingly simple roster change resulted in a federal discrimination case that should have served as a warning to all WNBA head offices. Hami did not rely solely on media coverage to garner support. She filed a federal case for pregnant discrimination, hostile work environment, and retaliation. This is the bit that should scare the WNBA. She won. In May 2024, Hami settled with the Las Vegas Aces for $2.2 million. The case established a judicial precedent for workplace discrimination claims in professional women's basketball, making it more than just a financial matter. Ham's team used a simple legal framework. The study found evidence of unequal treatment, harsh working conditions, and inaction by the league. Pregnancy prejudice hindered Hami's safety and effectiveness at work. The WNBA failed to safeguard players from discrimination, as demonstrated by the evidence presented. Sounds familiar? The legal filings draw striking parallels to Caitlin Clark's position. After reviewing online discussions, I've noticed a heated debate over Clark's treatment. The signals indicate a deeper issue than just disagreements about basketball. Our analysis reveals a consistent pattern that may surpass Ham's case in severity. Allow me to walk you through the legal process. Begin by establishing a distinct treatment pattern. Ham's lawyers revealed that she was handled differently than other athletes in similar situations. Clark's proof is overwhelming. During the 2024 WNBA season, Clark received 17.1% of all egregious fouls, while being among hundreds of players. According to statistical researchers, the probability of something occurring randomly ranges from 0% to 81%. That is not basketball. That is evidence. However, the statistical evidence is considerably more damning. Chicago Sky players accounted for 11.8% of all flagrant fouls against Clark. Demonstrating a team's disproportionate targeting of a player with excessive contact is a discrimination case, not an analysis of basketball strategy.
Talk about Caitlin Clark and the idea of a government probe or an investigation into hostile work environments being conducted by the government because of the actions that the league itself and some of the players have had.
The second aspect of Ham's successful technique is a recorded hostile workplace environment. Sophie Cunningham's revelations are essential. Cunningham, Clark's current colleague with the Indiana Fever, shared first-hand information regarding locker room discussions during her time with the Phoenix Mercury. She stated that discussions often revolved around how aggressively they should play against Clark, making her earn every inch of space on the court. Following digital breadcrumbs can provide a different image than what official sources reveal. These were not casual game planning sessions. Cunningham described the discussions as strategic, with the goal of establishing a physical tone and conveying a message. Documenting concerted workplace hostility is the first step in proving a hostile work environment claim under employment law. Rebecca Lobo, an ESPN analyst and former WNBA star, first denied targeted storylines but later recognized questionable officiating trends. Legal teams refer to this as expert witness development, a shift in the credibility of mainstream media. Validation of your statements by reputable analysts significantly strengthens your case. Third, the league failed to act and fulfill its duty of care. Commissioner Kathy Angelbert's silence poses legal risks. The WNBA has an obligation to safeguard players from discrimination, as established in the Ham case. Failure by league authorities to address demonstrated patterns of harassment or discriminatory treatment might result in legal responsibility. Clark's case demonstrates clear proof of league inaction. Kennedy Carter received a blindside hit, but was not ejected. Diamond Fields engages in linebacker-style contact with no discipline. Marina's premeditated thrust resulted in no fine. Tina Charles's back contact event was not addressed. Non-responses add to evidence of failing to fulfill duty of care. Former White House worker Sean Land wrote in the Wall Street Journal that Clark's treatment creates a hostile workplace and calls for a government probe into possible civil rights violations. The use of civil rights rhetoric by former federal officials indicates a strong legal foundation that can withstand government examination. This takes us to the inevitable question: what is reality and what is speculation? Let us break it down. This is what we know for certain. Dear Hami successfully sued the WNBA for $2.2 million under job discrimination laws. A legal precedent exists. Clark's statistical targeting rate is quite high, making it unlikely to occur randomly. Player testimony indicates coordinated targeting talks. The WNBA has frequently neglected to penalize Clark for egregious contact. Now, let's enter into rumor territory. Although not officially confirmed, there is significant online buzz that cannot be ignored. Indiana Representative Jim Banks demanded answers from Commissioner Engelbert regarding Clark's treatment and protective measures in a formal letter. This is a lawful federal oversight inquiry, not a criminal investigation, but it demonstrates government interest in the issue. The internet conversation's tone suggests a bigger issue. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith said that a Trump administration may use Clark's situation for political gain, comparing it to Columbia University's $221 million civil rights settlement. Smith's prediction highlights how political weaponization could expand beyond sports and into constitutional rights territory. However, the other channels overlooked something crucial. This is the key piece of the puzzle. Clark's case may be stronger than Ham's claim for pregnancy discrimination due to identity-based discrimination. Observing WNBA social media and forum debates, it appears that there is a reluctance to confront specific issues. Caitlin Clark is a straight white woman in a league dominated by Black and openly LGBTQ individuals, which may not seem significant on paper. It is increasingly difficult to ignore. Candace Wiggins, a former WNBA player, revealed in 2017 that she was bullied for being straight. Her complaints were denied, but they set a precedent for identity-based workplace harassment claims in the WNBA. The narrative highlights Clark's treatment from an intersectional perspective, with significant legal ramifications. Workplace harassment regulations are not limited to office jobs. Professional athletes work on the court and are employed by their respective leagues. Harassment based on protected characteristics such as race, gender, or sexual orientation is considered a federal civil rights concern. The combination of Clark's statistical targeting rate, documented locker room discussions about coordinated physicality, the league's failure to protect her, and potential identity-based discrimination raises the possibility of a much larger case than the $2.2 million settlement for Ham. Legal experts argue that civil rights claims include both purpose and impact. Even if the WNBA claims Clark's treatment is not intentional discrimination, the impact on her safety, career prospects, and work environment may warrant federal action. My research has led me to uncover a potential strategic element that is not widely discussed.
is going to grow legs, because a lot of people is going to speak out about this. And I'm telling y'all right now, people from behind the scenes sources have told me as a recent, now I wasn't going to say nothing, that Caitlin Clark agent could possibly allegedly be behind.
The idea of Clark's agent directing federal attention is controversial, yet it could be an effective legal approach. Clark's legal team may seek extensive evidence of the WNBA's failure to safeguard her in a discrimination action based on Ham's precedent. Every uncalled foul, disregarded incident, and league silence serves as evidence for their case. Clark has been largely silent about the targeting, but her supporters, teammates, commentators, and political people have become more loud. In discrimination legislation, it's important to present proof of uneven treatment without appearing to solicit special treatment. The WNBA faces enormous economic pressures. Clark's involvement has led to a 380% rise in WNBA TikTok engagement, a 600% boost in retail purchases, and broadcast ratings that outperform games without her participation. The league is putting its most valuable asset at risk, potentially resulting in legal liability. If Clark's team adopts Ham's legal strategy and wins a discrimination action, the WNBA could face severe financial consequences. We're not just talking about settlement funds. Violations of civil rights can lead to federal scrutiny, loss of broadcast rights, and sponsor exits, thereby jeopardizing the league's existence. Competitive intelligence provides insights not available through other means. While some focus on unsubstantiated FBI probe accusations, established precedent and recorded facts pose a greater legal risk. Hami demonstrated that WNBA discrimination cases can prevail in federal court. Clark's circumstance offers additional statistical data and larger pattern documentation.